Basketball. You're watching Webb on the Web, the WOW Network, as we are bringing you Spartans Athletics live on the internet. This is me, Peyton Gallagher, to bring you play-by-play broadcast along with my partners Peter and Langston Shallis to provide the color commentary and analysis as the the Webb School Spartans take on the Eagles of Ezell-Harding. This broadcast is sponsored by Duo Fast of Knoxville for all your nailing, stapling, and fastening needs. The shrimp dock with the freshest seafood in town, yummy for the tummy, and stream through www.wownetwork.org. We welcome you to the Shrimp Dock Side Court Show as we are about a minute and a half from tip-off. Now, guys, this is basically homecoming. It's the Spirit Week game. Everybody's excited. The biggest turnout they've seen all year. And how do you expect the game to go?
Well, I expect it to be a very close matchup. And it seems that Webb has a height advantage over the Eagles at the moment.
And we're going to see, it seems like, a lot of number 23, Casey Perkins, the 6'1" point guard. Isn't that impressive? That is a huge size for a point guard. He's ripped. He looks pretty speedy. How do you think the Spartans intend to slow him down?
Well, of course, with a player that's that good, you always want to try to slow him down. And if he continues to do well against Webb, then, they might want to think about double-teaming him.
Yep, and I was talking to Coach Goldmeyer earlier, the new coach, very well-spoken, very educated. He said they were going to look to use his quickness against him, get the speed up. We're going to bring you for the tunnels in a second, but they're going to try and increase the speed of the game, get him on his toes a little bit, use his speed and quickness against him. Now, odd thing tonight, we're going to commemorate the 8th graders who have served on this team for 3 years and have worked their tails off for the Webb Spartans instead of saying the starting lineups. And that's only for the Spartans, not for Ezell-Harding.
Right.
And, what can you expect? The emotions are high for the 8th graders. You can only expect greatness out of them tonight.
Exactly. With this being Spirit Week for Webb, the fans are ready, and like you said, it is a big turnout. So we'll have to see how the crowd impacts this game.
In the first game of our doubleheader, the Lady Spartans pulled a win out, holding their opponents to only 13 points. Defense could play a large role in this game tonight. How do you expect the Spartans' defense to handle them tonight?
So far this year, the Spartans' defense has been pretty good, and if it's anything like last game, the Spartans should be pretty well off.
And this team's got a lot of depth, a lot of 7th graders in particular. Chase Ridenauer, Chandler McBride, Ben Pierce, Stokes Needham, and Connor Courtney. But we're going to transition to the 8th graders. The starting center, number 0, J.T. Dooley. Number 10, Davis DeLozier.
Number 11,
11, Connor Catlick.
Number 22, Guthrie Bouchardine.
Number 22, Guthrie Bouchardine.
Number 34, Griffin Hicks.
Griffin Hicks, number 34.
And number 40,
And last but not least, number 40, Ryan Lee, the big man down low. Now, Rob Goldmeyer, I spoke about him a little bit earlier, highly talented coach, but it is also his first year. The players have really meshed around him. They said say he treats them like a son.
Oh, yeah, and that's good because you always want a coach that you can connect with well, that's really nice. You always want a coach like that.
Very much so, a player's coach for sure. Now we're going to head out for the tip-off. It'll be interesting to see the starting lineup. Ryan Lee's missed a week of practice earlier on. Didn't start Monday's game against CAK, but it seems like he will be in the starting lineup tonight over Stokes Needham.
They're going to need that height advantage if they're going to do anything against that point guard.
Now, Chase Ridenauer is a big source of scoring for the team. Leads the team with scoring, averages around 15 points a game, 3 or 4 assists. How do you think he could affect the game? Matched up with number 23. That is Casey Perkins. The Spartans will get the tip-off. Miles Raznick will pass to Chase Ridenauer. Back off to Raznick. Skips it into the corner to Ridenauer. Does it again. He's open for 3. He'll take it off the side of the rim. Rebound, number 23, Casey Perkins. Down the court in a hurry, misses the layup. Good defense by Raznick. Bumped in the half court, and he'll carry it as he passed off to Ryan Lee. First turnover of the night for the Spartans.
Well, that's a lot of speed out of Raznick, and he's got some great ball handling too.
The ball nearly bounced out of bounds on the inbounds play. And 8-second violation. You got to watch out for it. They'll get it off just in time. Ezell-Harding bouncing it around in the hands of number 22, Ruffin. Crazy shot thrown up. The ball is blocked, but Perkins was fouled. He'll go to the line.
That foul will be on J.T. Dooley. It's his first.
And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier or not, Ezell-Harding traveled all the way from Nashville. So big game for them. The long road trip is always a special moment to bond with your teammates.
Well, right, and those long trips, you got a lot of time to think about the game, to worry about it. So sometimes that can be a bad thing.
And if you lose, that is a quiet bus on the ride home.
It is.
As Perkins goes 0 of 2 from the line, Ryan now will take it up the court for the Spartans. And I'll hand it right off to Raznick. Raznick doing most of the ball handling here early. Ridenauer's open, thought about a shot, pass it off to Hicks. Set the play back up. Ridenauer gives it right back to Raznick. He's open, won't take the shot. And they're going to bounce it around again. Ball inside to Ryan Lee. Ryan Lee stumbles around, loses it nearly. It's a turnover, the Spartans' second, but Ryan Lee gets a deflection and stepped on the line trying to save it. The second time this happened to the Spartans tonight.
Well, and when they passed it into Ryan Lee, it looked like he was fouled there.
Yes, very tough basketball underneath the basket. Ezell-Harding will take it up the court. The Eagles, Raznick playing really tough defense here early on. Spartans come out fighting, still 0-0, nearly 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Right, and they've been playing some great defense. That foul there really could have gone either way because it looked like the Eagles might have been throwing a little elbows there or something.
Definitely looks like they're fighting tough. Raznick tries to shut down numero uno, JP Pride. Tried to force him into an aired pass. Perkins will save it and pass it off. They'll start the play back up. Pride passes off to number 15, Puckett. Perkins will go in. Hits the reverse layup.
And, Chase Ridenauer was really playing a great defense on him, but, you just let that pass get in there, and it's hard to stop it once it gets in there.
Timeout called by Goldmeyer, a little bit frustrated here early. They're only down 2. It's a hard one to defend by Ridenauer. It just went up and under, laid it up and in for the 2 points. On the outside hand, you don't really have another option but the foul.
Exactly.
Now, Goldmeyer's not very happy with the early effort, but how do you think they can correct it? I mean, they're not playing bad basketball. It's just not rolling their way. They aren't getting very good shots. The one they have taken right now are bounced off the side of the rim. How do you think they can get better looks?
Well, you got to keep passing it around, penetrating inside and trying to kick it back out quickly. But, with a good defense that the Eagles have, it's hard to score.
Needham and Bouchardine are getting ready to check in. Miles Raznick open. He's got a beautiful jump shot. Decides not to take it. He'll pass back to Ridenauer. The two of them have had most of the touches. As he pops it, can't hit 0 of 1 early. Ridenauer can't steal the rebound. Pride's got it on the break. Miles Raznick looking to close, and it's blocked by J.T. Dooley. Both teams scrambling for the ball tonight. Spartans can't seem to corral most of those balls when they get onto the floor.
Yeah, like Peter said, this game is going to be all about passing because both teams seem to be able to do it, just they're not utilizing it as well as they should, I think.
They're going to call a foul on number 23, Perkins. substitutions have checked in, and it is indeed Needham and Bouchardine.
Well, and that's what the Spartans would like. They'd like number 23 to foul out because he's been playing really well for them so far. He's had 2 points, and he's just really making the Spartans worry about him inside.
Raznick thought about it, passes off to his teammate. Reinauer takes another 3. Spartans 0-2, but he gets his own miss. He's open, passes it to Dooley. Dooley mishandles it. It'll go out of bounds. Good play by Raznick to hurry back and steal the ball. He's playing with a fiery intensity tonight.
And Casey Perkins, not only is he tall, but he can jump really high up in the air. When you've got those two things together, it's hard to stop you on the rebound.
I'm not sure what happened. There's been a stoppage in play. I think they're going to call a foul on Raznick. He'll check out of the game, and we're going to see Davis DeLozier for the first time, the 8th grader. Pride's got a fast break opportunity, 1-on-2. Stokes Needham looks to take the charge. Good defense. Spartans will force a turnover. Right now we're thinking about the shot in the fast break. They haven't been able to score yet. Looking to chase that hard foul. Number 2 on 23. That is Casey Perkins, the starting. He's not playing point guard tonight. He's playing center, and we are going to see a check-in from the Eagles. Ethan Schutz, number 14, looks to check in. Right now, a pretty high percentage free throw shooter. He was the only one, it seemed, on the team that could hit free throws in their loss to CAK earlier on Monday. How do you think being free throws could affect the game? You got to hit those easy points, as he will hit the first.
Well, exactly, and when it comes down to these really close 1, 2, 3-point games, you feel that free throws could be the deciding factor in the game. If I had made those free throws, we might have won that game, something like that.
Now, remember this. Casey Perkins has 2 fouls, but that second one was a very smart one. Would you rather have to force him to take 2 shots, have an opportunity to miss one of them, or get the easy layup?
Well, you always want to foul them, or you usually want to foul them, make them get those 2 points instead of having the easy layup. But when you get into foul trouble and the other team starts getting a bonus, then you might want to stop doing that a bit more, go for the block.
And the ball is second block of the night for JT Dooley. Pride shot it up, couldn't knock it down. Chase Reinauer will look to tie it, pull ahead, and he'll go in with a strong finish. Went up over a defender, finished it off. He's got 4 points early.
Yeah, even if Chase Reinauer isn't an 8th grader, it is a really important game. There's a big crowd, so you have to play your best for this one.
Again, Reinauer playing the point guard position is the leading scorer with about 15 a night. And he's got definite Division I talent. You can see already, if he sticks with the game, he could really be a big prospect in the future classes at the college level.
Well, and you're right, but it is a tough game to make it into when you go into college because there's so many good players across the country. So it'll be hard, but like you said, he does have the talent.
And he definitely has the work ethic as well, works his butt off in practice every time. Floater thrown up there by number 3, Eric Jordan, misses it. 50 seconds, clock's ticking away. Bouchardine will drive inside, put up a shot, and the foul! Spartans driving inside, loosening up that defense a little bit, have an opportunity to pull ahead, span their lead to 5 if Bouchardine hits his free throw. Ryan Lee, and we're going to see Ben Pierce check in. Needham will stay in the game. JT Dooley will check out. And right now we're going to see exit the game. Ben Pierce, a beautiful jump shot he's got. Can knock it down with so much ease. It'll be interesting to see how they intend to get 3-point shots for him.
Yeah, they just need to use that shot that he has in the next couple of seconds because, they can pull ahead even more if he could just get it in.
Speaking of pulling ahead a little bit more, as the Euro step attempt is missed, Davis DeLozier almost had the steal there. He'll throw it up to Ben Pierce. Nearly traveled with it, and they are going to call it. He slid that foot along the back line. Along the ground. It'll be a turnover for the Spartans.
Those are also important in this game. It seems there have been a lot of turnovers.
With about 27 seconds left, Ezell-Harding can milk the clock all the way down and take a shot at the last second. We haven't seen anything from Casey Perkins ever since the first quarter when he checked out with 2 fouls. It'll be interesting to see how Ezell-Harding recovers from losing such a great player like that.
Well, and him, not just Perkins, the rest of his team has not done anything.
As Davis DeLozier gets the ball in the open court, shoots the last second shot and airballed it. Nearly put it in there. Great steal, great effort by him. Just didn't have enough on the shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the effort in that last couple of seconds.
And definitely the Spartans are showing a lot of effort in the first quarter. 7-2 already. And, I mean, nothing else you can say. They've played great so far.
Right, and they had a slow start against them, 2 minutes into the game, and it's 0-0, and then the other team makes the first basket. But after that, it was all Webb.
They rebound quite nicely, no pun intended. We are going to bring you the second quarter here in a minute. We're going to go to break before we show you that. Okay, we're back, and it'll be a Ezell-Harding ball to start the second quarter. Looking to get some points up here early. They've changed the lineup a little bit. We're going to see number 2. That is Bailey Phelps, excuse me. And Reinauer gets the early steal, can't hold on to it. Shades back, it'll go out of bounds. Number 14 shoots, tried everything he could to keep that one in bounds, just couldn't finish it off. Be Spartans ball, another turnover. Spartans coming out here fast. Goldmeyer, after that timeout, I mean, they've really turned it around. Coach Goldmeyer looking like a genius here early. Reinauer's open in the corner, thinks about it, won't shoot. Passes down to Ryan Lee, goes in with the strong finish. He'll finish it off. Spartans up 7, expanding that lead. They're on a 9-2 run.
That's where height comes in handy. If that had been, Reinauer or anyone shorter than him, then that would have been a pretty difficult shot.
JP Pride traveled with another turnover. They're having some real issues hanging onto the ball. Spartans have an opportunity to expand their lead to either 9 or 10. If he hits this, it will be 10. Can't knock it down. Raznik's 0 for 2 from 3. Pride slips with it. Good ball handling by him. Keep it alive. He'll get it back to Pride. He'll set the play. Transfers it over, and the ball is bobbled. Scrum for it. Timeout, smart timeout, called by number 15, Jaron Puckett.
And, yeah, it looks like Webb has been playing some really good defense so far, stopping number 1, JP Pride. And they've kept Casey Perkins out of the game, I'm sorry. Number 23, he's got 2 fouls already, and I'm sure Ezell-Harding does not want him to get any more.
That might be what this timeout's about, getting some substitutions in there, working the offense a little bit better. Of course, it's a 9-2 run, spanning back from the beginning of the first quarter, 7-minute drought. Then they've only scored 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, while Webb gained momentum, Ezell-Harding kind of lost it.
It seems like ever since Casey Perkins has been out of the game, it's just been getting more and more out of hand. Ezell will look to come back here strong, put some points on the board. They've been struggling to do that.
Exactly, and if they don't get some points on the board soon, this game could start to get out of hand.
It will be Ezell-Harding ball, a chance to try and close the deficit. And the lineup will change a bit. We're going to see number 3, who is not looking for the pass, Eric Jordan, check in. Nearly lost that ball. Just wasn't ready for it. And Chase Reinauer strip it away in the fast break opportunity to get his 6 points of the night. He rarely misses those, and he won't miss that one. He's got 6 early points. He's on fire. And it's stripped away. 4:30 remaining. Miles Raznik, he's got his first points. They're just lighting him up here early. 13-2 run. And another steal. Griffin Hicks this time, and then Chase Reinauer get the ball back. And they're going to call a travel on it. Just slid on the ground. A very tough call to make. Do you call timeout, burn a timeout, and save the possession, or do you try and keep it going and possibly have a turnover?
Well, you know, when Webb has a lead like they do right now, you don't want to burn a timeout right now. I mean, losing one possession is not going to put them right back in the game.
And the turnover bug is struck at a bad time as Reinauer has 8 points of the night.
Well,
4 straight possessions with a turnover at the end, and another one. Oh my goodness, 5 straight turnovers, and the check-in, Connor Courtney goes in for Ryan Lee at the 5. Man, oh man, are we seeing a show tonight from the Spartans.
Yeah, they are playing a really good game tonight. And Ezell-Harding really needs to figure out a way to get back in this.
Chase Reinauer's open if he wants a shot. Raznick found a spot in the corner and he knocks it down. 5 points for the starting shooting guard, number 23, Miles Raznick. He's 1 of 3 from the three-point line. That's 33%. Pretty good, as it nearly got picked off again, and it will. This time it's Miles Raznick. They're going to say he got pushed by number 3. That's Eric Jordan.
Yeah, if I were Ezell-Harding right now, I mean, the only thing I'd be trying to do is stop from turning over. I mean,
now number 14 shoots, and number 2, Phillips, will check out. Perkins will see his first action since the second quarter, along with number, missed a substitution. Ball not strong enough from Hicks. And another turnover. 7 straight, not going well.
Yeah, the Eagles are not doing well breaking the press right now.
If I were a coach, I'd call the timeout right now. Talk to your guys, get them a little bit calmed down. He's open in the corner. That's Raznick. He knocks it down again. He's on fire. He's got 8 points. He was clapping there. And another turnover. Raznick goes in with the bucket and the foul. Are you kidding me? 23-2 run.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's amazing that the Eagles are able to stop them, and that Webb has just been scoring like crazy.
Raznick with, I believe that's his 12 points already, and Raznick, he has 8, have accounted for most of the Spartans scoring. I believe the other scorer for the Spartans is Ryan Lee. Chase Reinauer will look to add to his total with the free throw. He's 2 of 2 from the line tonight. Make that 3 of 3, knocked it down, money. And he'll check out Davis DeLozier. Spartans using a little bit of their depth, none of the starters on the court. And a group substitution, everybody checks out. New players in the game for Ezell-Harding. I can understand that decision by the coach. Wanted to get some minutes with his starters. As Davis DeLozier stripped it away, they're going to call that he clipped the guy's hand. Interesting call. I mean, that can go either way, though.
Right. And
that's just insane, though. 24-2. It has almost been the entire first half, so that's just out of this world.
And like you said, when they substituted, when the first guys go out and the second guys come in, they're almost just as good. So
they're going to call. Excuse me.
There's no sigh of relief for the Eagles.
They're going to call traveling on number 5, Alec Davis. Took a few too many steps. Spartans ball. How many turnovers is that now? 13 or 14, right?
It's a lot.
well, in the second half, let's just hope the Spartans don't lose their momentum with these turnovers.
You're going to see the ball go into the hands. Ben Pierce, that's his second traveling call of the night. He's a little bit slow. You got 2 players that see often minutes. 4 players. Connor Courtney, I talked to earlier today. He was really looking forward to the game, excited to get some minutes in. Thought he'd get some time in the rotation, and he was indeed right. He's played most of the second quarter. Ben Pierce turned it over. Nothing else he could really do other than try and save the ball. But he will make up for it. He'll get the takeaway, and there will be a foul called in the backcourt on number 4, and that's McLean. So we're going to see Davis DeLozier inbound to Bouchardine, both 8th graders. Those are the only 8th graders on the court, however. The other 3 are 7th graders. Needham with the screen. Coach Goldmeyer yelling at him to roll to the basket. Ben Pierce will finish it off. 26-2 run.
It's amazing. And to think that, Ezell-Harding started off the game with 2-0, and then Webb scores 26 unanswered points. It's crazy.
Ben Pierce adds to his total with 4. He's getting hot. Ezell-Harding will take it back up the court. It's really been a 28-0 run now that you bring it up, because as another turnover nearly, it's a jump ball, and it will be Spartan ball. It is a turnover. I mean, it's a 28-0 run because they scored the first 2 points of the game. They haven't scored anything since that.
Right now, this game's just kind of fun to watch.
It is, to see this scoring and the talent of Webb's team. It is a lot of fun to watch.
Ball lobbed to Needham, nearly lost it on the baseline. He's going to pass it up to an open to Bouchardine, who puts a little bit too much underneath it. Connor Courtney will get the rebound and the putback bucket. 30-0 run. My goodness. And in the course of that, it's been like 15 turnovers for Ezell-Harding. And a rebound missed opportunity by Ezell. Davis DeLozier will have a drive lane. He'll go with the floater. Got hacked. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. The Spartans are perfect from there tonight. Now, go on, Peter.
Free throws are a big part of the game, but when you're up that big, they become less important, but they still are important.
Now, the Spartans being an independent team, they don't play in a league, will probably not have a tournament, so this could be their last game they play together as a team. They're really going out with a bang, 32 in the first half. They're on course to score 60-plus points.
Exactly, and, in the second half, if they keep scoring like this, they'll probably want to tone it down a little. You don't want to blow another team out.
Davis DeLozier tickles the twine on the back end of the free throw attempt. They've only missed one attempt. And we would like to send a shout out to our cheerleaders. It's their last game cheering for those 8th graders as well. And we're going to get an interview with Olivia DePonte, Sydney Collier, and Emily Wyrick. And Ridenauer. Ben Pierce finishes off. He missed the first half of the season with an injury. Shot chucked. And they're going to go to the locker room with a 2-33 lead. Wow, a 33-0 run. Have you seen anything like that in middle school basketball?
That is crazy. And Ezell-Harding over halftime, I mean, they're going to have a big talk on defense, how to stop this team, how to prevent turnovers.
Yeah, if I were Ezell-Harding, I'd be kind of scared to go into the locker rooms.
We're going to take a break. We'll bring you those interviews and the cheerleaders' performance in a moment. This has been a presentation of the W.O.W Network. We'll bring you back for the second half.
Hi, I'm Jack King here at the halftime of the Webb Spartans A-team boys game. I have Emily Wyrick, Sydney Collier, and Olivia DePonte alongside me. And first question I'd like to ask Emily, what was the key to winning the last game?
I mean, we all came out with 100% and we held that through till the end of the game, so that was really good.
Thank you. And now, Sydney, what are some things that the team could improve?
Well, I always feel like there's things to improve on no matter what level you are at. And I feel like some of the things that this team can improve on is our passing and communicating better with each other.
And finally, Olivia, what are the strengths of the team right now?
I think we can give it all we've got 100% of the time, and we're really close, so we can execute the plays really well because we know each other's strengths, and we can also have fun together.
Thank you all for interviewing with me, and we're about to get you back to the Webb A-Team Spartans game for the second half of action. Thank you for watching the WOW Network. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, basketball fans. We're here at halftime on the Lee Athletic Center. The score 33-2. Spartans went on that massive run, 33-0 first half. How do you follow that up in the second half?
The Spartans need to keep playing intensively, and I think that Ezell-Harding needs to step it up some, intensify their defense, and then they need to get it to, I guess, 22 or 23 since they're bigger dudes and they can score.
Pride nearly loses in the backcourt. Open shot. Too much on it by number 15, Ruffin. And they'll get it out on the fast break. They'll slow it down, set the play. Right now, got to watch out close to that backcourt line. Pass it off to Rasnick, who had a very hot first quarter, nailing 2 of his 4 three-point attempts. And an easy layup early. He's got about 8. Right now we're open. Knocks it down! Are you kidding me? 36-0 run. Stretching back to early in the first quarter.
That's his 14th point. I don't know how many threes have been knocked down, 3 or something like that, but that is not rare. I mean, that is rare in a basketball game, especially in middle school.
Yes, they have quite the barrage going right now. Casey Perkins, who sat most of the time with 2 fouls in the first half, looked to get it going. Florida thrown up his second shot of the half. That will be Puckett. He missed it. Spartans basketball. Rasnick open. Pass off number 34, Griffin Hicks. Inside, the big guy, Ryan Lee, goes up for his 4th points of the night. Interesting fact, JT Dooley's been held in check with 0 points. Second leading scorer on the year for him. But the Spartans made up for it. They put up 38 points. This is just amazing how fast they're scoring on offense. Seems like they're scoring every time down the floor.
Perkins will drive in.
Perkins has the only points of the night for the Eagles, and I mean,
well, when you've got to sit your best player, I mean, it's hard to have ball movement when that's someone that you rely on most of the time.
Yeah, I think this game's like that Alabama and Auburn game where at the half it was 49-0. That's more than a team usually scores in a game. So I just play like for your team and just do your best.
Jump ball called. Casey Perkins a little bit frustrated, tried to rip it after the whistle. Just aggravated considering his team's down 36 and he's had to watch most of it from the sideline. Spartan basketball. And, I mean, with Ridenauer and Rasnick scoring this effectively, the guard play's been great. Ben Pierce also has 6 points. And what can you say? They've just been dominating at the guard position.
Yeah, guards are a major factor in Webb's basketball.
Speaking of Miles Rasnick, he couldn't hit the 3. Gets his own
Rips
miss.
It away.
Rips it away, exactly. Ridenauer goes in with the pretty finish.
Almost.
Can't knock it down. It'll roll out of bounds. JT Dooley couldn't handle it. What a beautiful pump fake, though. I don't know if you guys could see that, but in the corner, he threw a man up in the air, got to the basket, nearly finished the playoff. It was a beautiful drive from Reinauer. That's what he's known for doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a little agitated if my team was down 36 points. I mean, that's just not fun to play when you're down 36.
Well, you can't carry all the weight. It's a team sport, so.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more with you guys. Now, with 3:31 remaining, what do you think the game plan's got to be? Are you forcing threes up on every possession? Are you still able to drive the lane and try and get points like that?
You got to have intense defense, and I think they need to not, go up with every shot that they get. I mean, because you're going to draw the foul if they're right on you, but you shouldn't be so tentative that you can't shoot any shots. You need to be out there a little bit and take some shots that you're not so comfortable with.
Now, this is following up a destroying in the first game. I believe the score was something 40-something to 9 or 40s to 13. Just absolutely dominated the women's team. The Spartans are putting on a show tonight, both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can come back in this game, but I think you can get really close if you just play tough defense, stop them on every possession, and no mistakes, and then make all your shots.
Interesting shot, nearly fell for number 22, Ruffin. That was...
Talk about getting robbed.
Yeah, he just threw one up there, nearly got it to fall down, just rolled out. That's the sort of night it's been for Ezell-Harding.
One thing I have to say, I'm looking at these players right now. There is a total height advantage for the Webb Spartans. I mean, 3 of these guys are about my height, and I am not that big at all.
Ball, another crazy shot thrown up there, can't hit.
Rebound by Griffin Hicks.
They've been in a scoring drought since the very beginning, haven't scored since about 3 minutes in as Reinauer. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
Holy cat. How did he make that?
Just sort of chucked it up there and knocked it down. The Spartans will go with a group substitution, just looking to have a little bit of fun here. They're going to sub in Courtney, Needham, Catlett, Bouchardine, and Delosier.
Trying to get everybody some minutes here tonight.
Even though these players sit the bench, they are highly capable players, all of them getting frequent minutes in every game.
And there was just a foul on number 34, Griffin Hicks.
So here's the interesting thing. Number 22, that is Ruffin. If he hits both the shots, he literally doubles the score. Can't hit the front end, it'll bounce out. Just a little bit too strong, bouncing off the dead spot, couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, and Webb, they don't just pick random people to play for this team. You have to work very hard to play on this team, trust me. Only one 6th grader made, out of all the teams, he's the only one who made it, and he made B.
Yeah, Elliott Stroop, the former coach, built this program up so well, and now it's really intense basketball.
Now
you can ask anybody at school.
Ruffin, with 1 point, has now accounted for a third of the scoring from Ezell-Harding.
I've seen one of these plaques on Coach Stroop's wall because I'm in his class, but he has a I remember there was a 19-0 season he did once, and I think it was 2006.
Just knuckleballed up there by Delosier, knocked it down. He's got 4.
Nothing but net there.
Spartans have bombarding them from outside the arc. Downtown has been the spot. Phillips tries to answer back, can't hit it. Rebound to Needham. This is first of the night, and they'll set the play back up. 43-3, 40-point lead for the Spartans with about 1:45 remaining second half.
Not that many fouls in this half, I've noticed.
Needham inside, goes up and fouled. He'll go to the line. Tough foul from number 22, Malik Ruffin. Needham will go to the line. If he scores, he will have his first points of the night. Usually, his MO is he's a good defensive player, good on the boards, not very good. He's a good scorer. He just doesn't get that many opportunities to score. Just in the position they play, the guards get most of the shots. But he has a bright future. He'll probably be starting next year. He's added a 3-point game to his arsenal, along with a face-up and a post-up game as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses.
Yeah, and Needham has a great basketball IQ. He knows the game. I think he has some great potential to be playing in high school and even beyond that.
As he hits the second one, gets it to roll down. Pride nearly lost the ball. and pushed down by Catlett. Just physical play there.
Yeah, I don't think Catlett meant it, but he did push him down.
Perkins misses a shot. Spartans are driving back down the sideline. Delozier handling the ball for him. Passes off to Bouchardine. Bouchardine, Courtney, he's got 2 on the night. Needham down low. He'll go up. Can't finish it. Just got an unlucky bounce. And it'll be turned over yet again. Just frustration all throughout the bench and all on the court
You can
from
see
Ezell-Harding.
from Perkins the frustration with his team for just sloppy passes there and turnover that shouldn't have happened.
Who wouldn't be frustrated if you're down by this much? I mean, it's not easy. Just like, okay, we're down by 41. Well, so what? Unless if you don't really care for basketball. But it's not easy at all.
The thing is not to let your emotions get the best of you. You have to stay in control and be able to think clearly so that you can do the best for your team.
Bouchardine went in with the fancy hop step move, strong to the basket, finished it off.
Whoa.
Pride will fall down, lose the ball. Delozier will slow it down, set the offense back up.
Catlett was calling.
Instead of setting up the fast break.
Catlett was calling for that ball for the layup really quick, but he just didn't pass it down there.
Needham will try and drive inside. He'll pass it off to an open Catlett. Catlett's going to drive baseline. Go in with the finish, and he'll get a chance for the line.
No backboard there. It's a great drive.
Definitely. Spartans just finishing everything. Believe they're shooting over 50% for the night. At this pace, if they only score 20 points in the fourth quarter, they will score a grand total of 60. The score is 48-3. This is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah. They don't call this guy Super Cat for nothing. I mean, he's a really fast runner, and he can put up shots.
Yes, he was on the cross-country team.
Second best runner there was.
Other than JT Dooley, I believe everybody that's played for the Spartans has scored. Last second shot by number 15, Puckett, he couldn't hit, and that's it for the third quarter. Spartans just blowing them out. No other word, the fat lady is indeed singing.
Well, at least they got a point this quarter. I mean, 1 point's better than none.
Now, I mean, this is just turned into a blowout here. It was already a pretty big deficit for them, but Spartans put it out of reach in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's gives your team something to keep on going for. I mean, when you have this much confidence built up, and the other team doesn't have any confidence, it's easy to do really well.
And I think the refs just said just keep playing through it. I mean, if the ball goes out of bounds, just keep the clock running because you're not going to come back in 6 minutes and score that many points to tie this game or take the win.
Now, if I'm correct, Chandler McBride will check in for his first action at the beginning of the fourth quarter. He tapped the table. I think he might be starting out for him. It'll be his first minutes of the game. Usually a pretty big player for him. Gets a few minutes. It's one of their bigs. He'll probably be starting next year. And, I mean, just an interesting decision by Coach Goldmeyer. Ezell-Harding will start the quarter with the ball and down 46. 46. And not much hope for him.
Yeah, it's interesting. JT Dooley is the only one who hasn't scored, and usually he's the one who's scoring the most.
Yes, sir. Another hard shot. It seems like number 15, Puckett's trying to do it all for him. It was blocked.
Goes up and draws the foul.
I believe the foul will be on number 12, Ben Pierce. And it will indeed be on him. But number 23, Casey Perkins, is the leading scorer, and if he hits this, we'll only expand that title.
Yeah, there were 3 people there, so honestly, I don't know which one to call the foul on. But the ref chose Ben Pierce.
And I think that benefits the Spartans considering he has no fouls yet except for that one up to this point. Casey Perkins hits his first from the line, their first points in the fourth quarter. And he won't get the friendly bounce. Rebound, Davis Delozier, fast break opportunity if the Spartans want it. Ben Pierce open in the corner. He won't take the shot. He'll set the offense back up. Pass to Courtney. Courtney's open. Unorthodox shot. He has a very unorthodox shot, but it's very accurate most of the time. Just couldn't get enough under that one with the contest. Now they're going to call another foul on Ben Pierce, I believe. And you see the hustle out of number 24, Chandler McBride, got to the ball.
I thought they were going to call the foul on Chandler, but I guess they saw an over-the-back foul by Ben Pierce.
Yeah, I thought it was on Chandler, too.
Chandler playing tough here in the fourth quarter. Didn't get any minutes up to now. Another shot missed by Ezell-Harding.
Rebound by Perkins.
There was indeed a reach called on number
10, DeLozier.
They're going to call it on DeLozier. You're correct. And the Spartans are just sort of interesting because most teams would want to milk the clock out, not foul, just play good basketball. As Perkins gets the line, another foul. He's down on the court. Get back up slowly.
Yeah.
But most teams would look to try and run the game out, not really run the score up. But the Spartans have slowed the game down a little bit more, and looks like they are looking to get some more points for their players.
Well, the clock is running, but, I mean, try to make it run more. I mean, if you want to just get the game over with, get the game over with.
Now, Casey Perkins, who's hit most of his free throws tonight, about 50%.
Makes the first but misses the second.
He was about 50% up to that attempt. He keeps that, hits the first and can't hit the second. Davis DeLozier drilling down the court. They're going to call a reach in on number 11, Flurson. Now, interesting, you haven't seen any of the starters play since about the beginning of the fourth quarter, and these subs not getting as many minutes, maybe a little bit. I know Coach Goldmeyer works them really hard in practice, but maybe not in as good a shape because they don't have the game experience. Well, how do you think that could affect the game?
I mean, you want to get – I think that Ezell-Harding might score some points on them now, but with the lead we have, you want to get them some minutes so that they have experience because – this is who's going to be starting next year. This is your future team, and you want to be sure that you've got it set for the years to come.
And what a final game for the 8th graders. What a way to close it off. I mean, a 49-5 lead. It doesn't look like they're going to blow that.
But they still got that tournament.
They will not actually be playing a tournament this year because they're going to be an independent this year. I believe they moved to a different division as McBride goes in and the jump step finish. JT Dooley now is the only player on the team without points. Being a starter, I don't think you're going to see any of him trying to avoid injury here.
Okay, Phillips. I did not realize they were not doing a tournament, so my bad.
We're going to see DeLozier pass off to Ben Pierce. He'll drive to the lane, gets bumped. He's an excellent free throw shooter. Not a very good decision.
Yeah, this guy, basically all he does after he eats his lunch, he shoots free throws and three-pointers.
Exactly. He's got the work ethic like I've never seen. And especially considering some people didn't think he would be able to come back for the season with a knee injury. He went to physical therapy, got through it, and came back at about the midway point, the opposite of Mayman for UT.
Yeah, Ben Pierce has had a great comeback this year, and I believe we'll see quite a bit more of him in the years to come.
Yeah, with people getting injured, it can really affect your team. Like in the girls, they had Maddie McCoy get injured, and she was the tallest one on the team, and she was not a bad shooter either.
Spartans get more points. Ben Pierce 2 for 2 on the line. I believe those are his 8th, and another turnover. That crosses the 20 mark for him with turnovers tonight. Clock ticking now to about 2 minutes. 53-5 lead. The Spartans nearly up 50. If they score in this possession, they will be up 50.
I would just play it slow. I mean, waste more time. You can get this game over with.
I believe that's better for both teams. Ezell-Harding's getting a bit embarrassed here. Probably best for them to get out. Beautiful finish by number 10, Davis DeLozier, going with a no-look layup.
What a
behind the shoulder,
reverse
finished
layup.
it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up this much, I would just put in my non-stars. Like in football, they put in like their whole third string, and then they just let them play how they play, and they don't want them to score touchdowns.
A field goal good. Three-pointer.
By number 20, Jalon Caldwell.
And he is now tied. He's 1 point under the mark set by Casey Perkinson for the leading scorer. Isn't that ridiculous? As a combined unit, the Ezell-Harding teams, both of them have only scored a grand total of 22 points.
The Spartans will turn it over, and number 11 will take it down the court.
A lob from number 11.
And it's knocked out of bounds by Chandler McBride.
Flurson, number 11, stomped on the ground in frustration. Can't blame him. It's going to tick down. It's probably going to be the last possession for Ezell-Harding.
For this Ezell-Harding team, they only have 3 people who have scored. One person with 1, another with 4, and then the other person with 3.
And this is going to be a long bus ride home for them back to Nashville. This is going to be not a happy. They are not going to be happy campers on their way back, and they're going to call a foul on Flurson.
About 30 seconds left in the game.
That's his 3rd foul.
Spartans can really just dribble it out, run the game away with only 19 seconds left. It looks like it's going to be a Spartan victory. Catlick, 10, 9, 8, hesitates. Passes back off to Ben Pierce. I think he'll be able to run it out. And that will be it, ladies and gentlemen. The Spartans will run it. The clock all the way down. They'll end up with a win. Happy ending for the 8th graders. And there's nothing else you can say. They just were dominant tonight in a 55-8 whipping of Ezell-Harding.
And your top scorer for the Webb Spartans with 16 points, Chase Ragnar.
Ridenauer.
Sorry.
And he played a fantastic game. Again, he didn't play the entire 4th quarter. So, I mean, there's nothing else you can really say here.
But they just played a great game.
Both teams charged with emotion. Actually, not a lot of people know this. Ezell-Harding was the favorite, so a 55-8 just smashing.
A big upset.
Exactly. And this will be, we're going to have 2 high school basketball games. Ezell-Harding and both of those looking to redeem themselves a little bit in those 2. This has been a presentation of the WOW Network. We're going to see you next time we broadcast, which will be in a few minutes.